Welcome everybody, joined by head wrestling coach Joe Favia. On about 1 week before his season starts, we're going to preview the schedule a little bit and kind of give you some insight into what he's trying to get the guys to do as we progress through the season. Coach, I know you're busy, some recruits coming in today, and preparation's really underway.
Yeah.
First question for you. Start with the Rutgers duel. So you're going to face some D1s, you're going to face some fantastic Division III schools. What's the goal of those, the Rutgers duels and then the beginning of the season? What are you really looking for from the guys when we start?
Well, we're looking for the guys to produce, number one. We're opening up against Del Val and then Centenary, two of the toughest Division III programs in the country. Del Val, I believe, finished number 6 in the country last year. Centenary is always sending guys. They always have tough guys. So we're trying to change our culture around here and get our guys to be physical and good hand fighters. And then we're opening up with, Rutgers entering their Big Ten season, and we're going to go in and wrestle them and, see if our guys can hold up to the challenge. But that's what it is. These first 3 matches and opening up the season are a challenge, but that's what we want our guys to respond to.
On that challenge fact, you guys, first home match of the year is against TCNJ. Canavan Arena should be an awesome atmosphere, and then it also is going to be a great rivalry. You guys knocked them off last year. Talk a little bit about that match. It's got to be exciting for the guys as they look forward to their first home duel.
Yeah, I mean, we bounce back and forth with TCNJ and our competition level with them. So for us to open up at home against TCNJ, that's going to be a great competition. We got a lot of new guys in the lineup, some freshmen who really came through, and some upperclassmen who are starting to make their stride. So, we're looking to just continue rolling off of Rutgers, rolling off of our invitational at Ithaca, right into our first dual meet at home. And again, we just want our guys to perform at a high level and stick to the technique that they're learning in the room.
Talk about atmosphere, TCNJ, and then boom, before you know it, you're going to be going to Madison Square Garden for the second time. That's also got to be exciting for you, exciting for the guys.
Yeah, well, you know what? We want to build a huge atmosphere. We talk about atmosphere. We want to build big promotional event, big time crowd coming into TCNJ. We really want to fill the stands, get a lot of people involved with the program, not only here at Stevens, but at TCNJ. We want them to bring their guys out so we can really create a great environment, and we want that to try and simulate the best that we can here to what we're going to have at Grapple at the Garden. And the idea between those two things is for the guys to kind of see, can they respond under the lights? Can they go out and wrestle big time competition with a big crowd and perform? That's what we need. That's what we need guys to do to be successful at the national level.
After the Grapple, I think we head to winter break, somewhere around there, and then you kind of get into the meat of, I want to call it your non-conference season, but some invitationals, obviously, north-south duels, thinking off the top of my head, a lot of action. Then you lead up to the Matman Invitational. You spoke to me, obviously off camera about this and kind of the opportunity. Talk a little bit about the Matman and that kind of, that the meat of the season as we start the second semester.
Well, we're hoping that by January 17th, which is the Matman Invitational, that our lineup is set. We know who our 10 guys are, what guys we're preparing for the national tournament, and the reason being is when we go out to the Matman, we're going to have wrestle competition that guys are only going to see at the national tournament. So that's in our schedule for a reason. That's in our schedule so that we guys can go to this tournament, wrestle these guys, and be prepared for what's to come when they make it to the national finals, when they're around into All-Americans and things like that. So it's really important for our guys to go out to those tournaments, be at these invitationals where we're going to wrestle some of the best competition in the country.
After that, you said you want to have your starting lineup set. Who knows, injury, whatever. But then we're going to head into the conference duels. We've got some home stuff. You got, quads, some dual meets, NYU, Merchant Marine, all those schools. What are we looking for there? Is it more preparation, wins and losses, or a little bit of both?
Well, we will get into our conference schedule. On the 28th of January, we'll be home against NYU. Another big match for our guys, another great opportunity for us to be home and bring a great crowd support. But what we're looking for is, again, we're just looking for our guys to produce. And that might be with wins, that might be by making strides towards the technique that we're using in the room and guys getting more and more comfortable with that. As far as our schedule comes, we're competing to be the best team in the country. So that clearly means that we have our goals, we have our sights set on winning the conference tournament, and those are just building blocks to get in the national championships.
As we head towards the end of the season, obviously we have Centennial Conference Tournament, the NCAA Regionals, and then the NCAA Championships in Hershey, Pennsylvania this year. Talk a little bit about goals and maybe where you see yourself in terms of the Centennial Conference, the East of the East region, and then obviously the NCAA Championships.
Well, we take every tournament, as it's the last one. We prepare for each tournament without looking ahead, without looking behind. We're just focused on the next one. So we prepare for the conference tournament like it's the national finals. We prepare for a regional tournament like it's the national finals. We prepare for the national tournament like it's the national finals. So we want to go into every single tournament and come out on top. Our goal is to have 10 conference champs, 10 region champs, 10 national champs. That's what we're setting our sights on. So our guys are constantly building towards achieving that goal, and we just go in and compete. We put our heads down, and it doesn't matter who we're facing. We're going to come out on top.
That sounds exciting for us to watch. I'm sure it's exciting for you in your first season. Fans, you can follow Stevens Wrestling, Duck Wrestling on Twitter. You can follow Stevens Wrestling on stevensducks.com.